We're going to talk about digital transformation. So I think it's good for us to get a really good high-level perspective. And the best way to do that is to look at the 6 different digital eras. And this is a framework that comes from Jeremiah Alyang from the US. So digital transformation has happened in the past, currently, and in the future in 6 different eras. And the first is the internet era. And the transformation was the fact that we had to go from paper to websites and electricity. And so that caused a change in our business practices. The next era was the age of social media. And this started in the early 2000s. And the big shift was that people could get information from other people. There was no longer a gatekeeper in terms of the media. It was not just that there was a broadcast to everybody that I could get information from my peers or my neighbors. The next digital era is the sharing economy. And one easy way to think about the sharing economy is that people could get resources from other people. An example in the business sector is Uber, Airbnb. But for NGOs, it's about crowdfunding and peer-to-peer fundraising, that your supporters could ask their friends to support your cause, and there's technologies to support that. The next digital era, which is just emerging now, is called the age of automation. And this is about artificial intelligence and robots. And I'll talk about that in just a moment in a little bit more detail. The next era, which is just beginning, highly emergent, is modern well-being. And this is the use of technology for our health. And this will be the development of different applications that help us be more healthy. And also, since our lives now will be completely integrated with technology tools, it will help us have a healthy relationship with technology. And finally, the 6th era is called off-planet, okay? And that is satellite technology and actually rockets that will help us get to other planets. Now, don't get nervous, nonprofits. You don't need to think about that one for quite a number of years. So I always like to think about a quote from Clay Shirky in his book that was written in 2009, Here Comes Everybody. The technology doesn't get socially interesting until it gets boring. And what he means by that is that there's really a long development period when a new technology comes out before it becomes accessible to everybody in our general society and then causes this so-called digital disruption. So let's think about it. Now, everybody in today probably has one of these or something similar in their pocket. But did you know that the first mobile phone was invented in 1971? And that's, over 40 years ago. The first mobile phone was invented by Nokia. And they used it to call their competitors, AT&T, and say, we've invented the first mobile phone. But it wasn't until 2007 and until the invention of this, the iPhone, that it really democratized the technology and made it accessible to everybody at a lower cost and ease of use. So many people like to point out pictures of in Rome of the Vatican and people standing in the square. And if you look at a picture in the evening in 2005, you won't see the light of a mobile phone. But fast forward a couple of years later, after the iPhone, you'll see many lights, iPads, iPhones all lit up. And then going past that, what do we have today? We have Pope emojis and Pope bots, which are part of the age of automation.